In this cyber age, data is valuable assets that impacting individualized governance and economies. Data colonialism is a new form of dominance where large international digital companies extract and control personal and collective data, often exploiting developing countries. Malaysia, as well as other developing countries, are increasingly targeted due to rapid tech advancement, according to New Straits Times 2023.
Young people's heavy use of digital platforms has exposed a significant gap in the understanding of how tech companies collect and exploit their personal data, a process known as data colonialism. This lack of awareness puts privacy and autonomy at risk as many are unaware of their data protection rights or how their information is commercially used. Increasing youth understanding of data colonialism is essential to help them reclaim control over their personal data in today's digital world. Therefore, there are two objectives to this study. Firstly is to examine the level of youth understanding on data colonialism, and secondly is to investigate the level of awareness youths have about their personal data privacy and how it is handled by digital platforms. Now let's move on to literature review. According to Koldria and Mahias 2018, data colonialism is a new form of imperialism where our everyday lives are continuously turned into data for profit. They argue that, like historical colonialism, this system extracts value from people, and only now it's through digital surveillance and platform control. Quet 2019 expands on this by showing how tech companies build their digital empires, shaping speech, behavior, and identity. He notes that developing countries are especially vulnerable due to their lack of digital infrastructure. Bannerman 2022 adds that global data flows often reproduce epistemic hierarchies, where tech platforms act like governments, setting rules and disrupting national sovereignty. Finally, Manandali 2018 highlight how data colonialism reinforces inequality as marginalized groups are more heavily surveilled and targeted through algorithmic bias.
Hi, my name is Doris Ngwizi. My matrix number is 83684. Now I will present methodology. We use memory data to explore youth understanding of data colonialism in the digital age. Data was collected through a questionnaire. Questionnaire was developed using Google Form and it was distributed through social media.
Good day, madam and everyone. My name is Mazin and my matrix number is 86608. Today, I will be presenting the data analysis for our assignment on the topic of data colonialism. Starting with the demographic background of our respondent, the majority are young adults with 72% aged between 19 and 24 years old, indicating that our sample mainly represent early adulthood. Regarding education, 70% are pursuing or have completed a bachelor degree, confirming that most participants are undergraduate students. As for the internet use, these individuals are highly active online, with 38% spend between 5 to 7 hours daily and another 36% spend over 7 hours. Moving on to the passive awareness, we found that 50% of respondents have heard the term data colonialism, but only 42% truly understand what it means. Even fewer, just 38%, can clearly explain the difference between data colonialism and data privacy. This shows a noticeable gap in understanding. Despite this, 46% believe that data colonialism affect people in their country, although only 20% have encountered the topic through social media, class discussion, or the news. When we look at digital behavior and practice, 46% of respondents rarely read terms and conditions before using apps. However, 90% are aware that apps collect data about their location and behavior. Additionally, 66% understand that free digital platforms profit by selling user data, and concerning 88% are worried about their data being collected without full understanding or consent. It was noting that 70% are proactive in using privacy tools like VPN, S-Blocker, and secure browser, and 80% have attempted to understand how algorithms and AI influence the content they see online. Lastly, let's look at attitude toward data justice. A strong 76% believe that company should be more transparent about their data practice, and 92% think explicit consent should be required before data is used. Furthermore, 72% support the need for international law to prevent data exploitation, and 90% agree that government should regulate tech company, and importantly, 88% believe people in developing countries are more vulnerable to the effect of data colonialism. That's all from me. Thank you.
Our discussion highlights a key tension. While young people are increasingly aware of digital risks like surveillance and data misuse, many still cannot clearly explain or identify the concept of data colonialism. This shows a gap between lived experience and conceptual understanding. For example, many respondents in our survey express concern about how their data is being used. Yet, many don't actually read terms and conditions or fully understand how platforms extract and sell data, reinforcing Pinto's 2018 idea that informed consent online is mostly just an illusion. Despite this, we saw signs of an emerging digital consciousness. Many respondents support international laws, demand greater transparency, and believe that people in developing countries are more vulnerable to data exploitation. Even without the term data colonialism, youth shows a strong sense of ethical concern and social awareness. The key takeaway is that current digital education often focuses on basic safety, like avoiding scams, but fails to address power structures and systemic exploitation. To truly empower young users, we need structural digital literacy, education that teaches about algorithms, corporate control, and digital inequality.
In conclusion, while youth today are aware of data exploitation, many lack a deeper understanding of its roots in global inequality and digital colonialism. This knowledge gap makes it harder for them to challenge manipulative systems or protect their privacy. Our findings show a clear need for inclusive education and stronger policy, one that empower young people, especially those from marginalized groups, to critically engage with digital world and resist exploitation.
What is data colonialism? Data colonialism is a new form of dominance where large international digital companies extract and control personal data and collective data. We use online survey as a method. There are a few things that we want to measure, which are awareness of data colonialism, knowledge of data privacy, digital behavior and consent, and last one is attitude towards data justice. The study is carried out in University Malaysia Sarawak because it has broad access to digital platforms and the internet. Data colonialism happened between the late 15th century and after World War II. In status quo, this happens every time we download apps, agree to terms and conditions, share content online, and use free platforms. We conduct this study to examine the level of youth understanding on data colonialism and to investigate the level of awareness that they have about their personal data privacy and how it's handled by digital platforms. From the study, we found out that youth have lacked knowledge about data colonialism. Many experience data extraction but don't know how to explain it. Youth have strong support for consent, transparency, and protecting on developing countries. Lastly, they need tools to question algorithms, corporate control, and global data flow.
In the past, they took land. Now, they take data. Quietly, invisibly, from your hands, your voice, your face. You are not a user, you are a resource.
What is data colonialism? Data colonialism is the extraction of digital data, often from people in the global south, to feed systems controlled by powerful tech corporations in the global north. These companies offer free service, but in return, they harvest your click, preference, and cultural expression. Then, they use them to train AI, sell ads, and build monopolies. They feed off of surveillance capitalism, biometric mining, and digital dependency.
This is not just about privacy, it's about power. Who has it, who doesn't, and who profits. When your data is stolen and misused, it fits bias systems. AI makes decisions about hiring, policing, healthcare based on unbalanced data. Workers are tracked, read, and managed by invisible systems they can question. One bad review, one glitch, and their income disappears. This is data colonialism. It turns entire community into datasets. It turns your identity into a product.
your culture into corporate court, your knowledge into someone else's profit. Their mind, you not shine.
But resistance is possible. Protection begins with knowledge and action. You don't need to be a tech wizard to protect yourself. Start with a privacy-first browser. Brave or Firefox block trackers that follows you. Use encrypted tools or features. Just update your privacy settings. Disable cloud backups, limit who can add you to groups, and turn off read receipts. Check your app permissions. If an app wants your location, ask why. If it listens while you sleep, maybe delete it. And stop giving consent you don't understand. If it takes you 20 minutes to read, it's probably not designed for your protection.
We are not just resisting, we are reclaiming. Reclaiming our data, our voices, and our right. They've taken too much for too long, but now we're taking it back. Our identity is not yours to mine. So join us, stand together, reclaiming what ours.